Kanungu Tea Factory is one of the factories in Kanungu district, operating under Kayonza Tea Factories, that was constructed in Impungu sub-county, majorly to reduce the distance of transporting tea leaves to the main factory of Kayonza, but it has never functioned ever since it was commissioned by the Minister of Local Government Raphael Magezi due to lack of electric supply to the factory. Frank Byaruhanga, a farmer who also doubles as the district speaker, Kanungu, says that as the district leadership they have put all the efforts to reach out to responsible authorities, but they have not been helped, and yet the government invested a lot in supplying free tea seedlings to farmers in the district, but the factory is closed due to failure to electricity supply at the factory, which is on a distance of 4 kilometers from the nearby electric source. He now appeals to the government to solve the matter because it's an emergency, as some of the farmers have started uprooting the crop.
The government, the LC5 chairperson has written so many letters, reminder letters to them, but they are still, I don't know what is happening to them. So I appeal to government, this is an emergency. They should really treat this as an emergency. You cannot really frustrate, government cannot really frustrate us. We cannot borrow money and construct such a huge, wonderful factory, and we close it again because of the power. And yet the distance is just small. A distance of 4 kilometers causing such a facility to be closed now 6 months.
He adds that the factory was constructed by the Kayonza tea farmers on a loan. However, these farmers are facing difficulties in repaying the loan due to the lack of a market of their tea leaves. The only factory that purchases their tea is located far away, resulting in a loss of quality during transportation. As a result, some farmers have resorted to uprooting their tea plants.
The interest is going to accumulate. They will end up taking the factory on cost of the innocent people who accepted to support in area of value addition, because it was a serious challenge for this place. So now what is happening now? The people have started now uprooting the gardens, because now they are plucking in shifts. Instead of plucking every day, they are being told we don't have a space where to put the green leaf in the factories.
Ndiomujenyi Robert, a farmer and sub-county chairman, explains that their sub-county has made efforts to address the issue. However, farmers continue to face challenges as tea prices have dropped from 400 shillings per kilogram to 200 shillings. This has made it difficult for them to maintain their gardens, especially considering the distance to the nearest factory. Transporting the tea leaves has become a major hurdle. Despite their hopes of a solution, the loan they acquired to construct a nearby factory proved fertile, as it never operated after its opening.
People engaged in planting teas on a large scale, and so it necessitated a branch of the factory in this place because of the distance from this sub-county to the main factory, which is 40 kilometers away from here. Definitely, tea loses quality in a number of ways, but one of them being transporting green leaf for a long time on the lorries. So that one, it is actually one of the reasons why the board of Kayonza Tea Factory decided to construct a new factory. Farmers have continued to have a number of challenges because of failure of the functionality of this factory. One of them, the prices of teas have definitely fallen down, and of course, considering the distance from here to Kayonza, the main branch, whereby it is 40 kilometers from here. For example, now the teas have dropped 200, and you can imagine a farmer selling tea at 200, including transport costs to the factory. The plucker takes 100. So it is really challenging, and for that reason, actually, farmers have now resorted to uprooting their tea gardens.
Some key players in the sector who have been managing tea factories in the district for a period of time say that the business has encountered a lot of losses due to these challenges, which are likely to affect tea production in the whole country.
There is one for us as Chinchizi called the Ushasha Tea Factory. Then Kayonza had opened up its own factory there. We were hoping with the increased volume of crop that the government had put in place, because they had given out some seedlings to farmers, and most farmers had come up. So we thought it would make sense, because there are variable factories, apparently they would not accommodate the leaf. But those two factories, they are almost closed because the price has gone down. The farmer's price reduced from 500 to 350, and most farmers gave up. They found they could not get any profit from us.
Of high electricity costs, you have the issue of low demand for tea and therefore very low prices. Then you can imagine that is a recipe for disaster, and that is where we are. Now, unfortunately, the issue of tea prices does not just affect Kayonza, it affects the whole of Uganda. To the extent that an industry, through our umbrella organization called the Uganda Tea Association, we met and agreed that unless something is done, in a very short time, practically all the tea factories in Uganda will close. That is how bad the situation is. I don't think that I can put it any better than that.
Some local farmers we talked to showed no hope in the project, but only to continue uprooting the crop and cultivating other crops that can earn them a living, as they believe tea is no longer of help to them.
A factory. Tukatuna chichize tuyombeke tumetsema amajani tibaga sa amajani twavuga ki amasanyarazi. Twategeza kweta amasanyarazi hano ya byone bitujona biri hano. Amasanyarazi tibangari itwaba mayikwinga amajani garukusikalira mu isamba tuza amajani tutegeza amajani bize bagatware tibarugatwara tucasoroma amajani twina abana barukwega twine na school fees.
Compiled by Jacob Nyuamanya for Church of Uganda Family TV News at 8.